Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Let's Stand Gamers, and welcome. So today we're playing the T34E. Now, you guys heavily requested this tank purely for the factor that I think it really winds up other players. Now, this is a premium vehicle, so I bought this in a pack years and years ago when I thought, oh, I love the T34s. I made the mistake of becoming a T34 driver back in the day before I started any of the tech trees and realized just how powerful the T34 tank particular is. With its 76, it's gonna definitely cause some damage. So let's pop into a battle and get started wrecking some enemy tanks. So jumping straight into the action with the T34E, what you'd expect is exactly what you're going to get. The T34 is a very formidable weapon and it's hated by a lot of other players purely for the reason it combines some very dangerous elements. It has the speed, it has the armor, and in the later variants it has the cannon to do some extreme damage and pretty much one-shot everything. In this situation here, I've just took some damage to the right track and I'm continuing to advance across the ground. The only way that a tank's going to really be able to penetrate me at this distance, and especially at this angle, is if he understands where my weak shots are. And for a Panzer to get a shot into me, he's going to really have to do something called a shell trap, where he traps it between my mantle and my upper sort of plate. So it'll bounce the shell through my deck armor and kill me pretty much instantly. Otherwise, it's kind of doing a little bit of a hit and miss sort of action. Checking the sort of crossing area so I can clear across it. I'm going to enter into the rear area of the housing estate. I'm going to start to do what's great to do with the T34, and that is lurking. Looking for targets of opportunity and exploiting them. Once you exploit a target with the T34, you need to break through its position. And as the Russians use this in real life, it is a breakthrough tank. It's a tank that is to punch a big hole in the enemy lines and then you flood it with all the other tanks. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. So I'm keeping another look because I'm going to attempt to cross into the estate across the way. There's a Panzer emerging. First shot goes right into the centre, knocking out its driver, keeping him stationary so other tanks can engage him and I can finish him off myself. He pops smoke. Not too clear. I know where I'm going to thread the second round. Second round into him. And I need to reload. So I'm going to reload my cannon. I'm just going to make sure that no one spotted my firing position. Being concealed behind the buildings here, it shouldn't have really caused too much alert to the enemy. And let's push across, getting into the estate. Now I know there's lots of contacts coming from firing positions over there. You can see the rounds coming out. And I need to get myself into a position where I'm going to be able to shoot them from the rear. Another T34, I believe, has pushed up ahead of me. And I need to be quite careful because he's just been taken out. So I don't want to really follow in his footsteps, but I need to work out what the threat is. And in my opinion, what's happened is he's driven past someone's firing position. And we've got a little Panzer here. That's not too much of a threat to me. Thread one through the turret to eliminate his weapon. And then he takes himself out. So I can't finish him anyway. So let's move around the right side and just see what exactly is going on here. And as I'm advancing along here, I realise that I'm going to walk into the exact same situation the other guy did. There's going to be a window somewhere on my left, and I'm going to drive past it, and it'll put one into the side of me. So I don't run into that situation. I'm just going to see if I can see him, see if I can peek, and I can't get any eyes on him from this position. So I think the best situation to actually do here is reverse back and get myself into a position to take out them other contacts you can see that are being warned on the actual HUD in the mini-map in the corner. So we've got quite a slow reverse speed, and since this is the up-armoured variant of the T34, it is a little bit slower. And the T34, for my preference, is fast enough. You don't really need too much extra speed, and that armour is going to really help your day. So creeping back around this point, we're in a position the enemy shouldn't expect us being here unless we got spotted by that Panzer before. But the communication of these public sort of matches is never too great. So there we go, another Panzer making the exact same mistake as the last one. Put one through his bonnet as he targets that other T34, and I really need to save that other guy's life now. So I'm going to have to put one into a key location, left side hatch. I fire, nothing happens, and then I decide to fire again, and then the round actually goes out. I don't know if that was lag or some sort of jam in the actual weapon tube, but it tended to fire on the second pull of the trigger for some strange reason. So that other T34 now pushing up with me. He's got a slightly better weapon than I have. He's got the longer barrel, but he's got a smaller caliber weapon, so he should be able to penetrate things that are a little bit more heavily armoured. So as we push in, I can see this little Japanese tank creeping through, and I just need to put one through an important part, bouncing it off the side of his gun mantle, and it goes down and kills the remaining member of his crew. So you can see there's some explosions going on the left there, and I'm thinking to myself, you kind of adapt like a third sense when you're driving the T34. I don't know, but the T34 drivers will tell you, you feel like you can instantly snap to a target very quickly and work out where something is. And I get this weird feeling that this chap is coming, and really unluckily for him, he happens to go over a bump that allows me to thread one through his lower plate and straight into his crew, knocking every single one of them out. So heading into this smoke here, I had this weird feeling that there's a tank lurking in this smoke, but I do find out that it was just the Chaffee was letting off some smoke rounds. And this smoke let out by our teammates just did an amazing job. You can see I'm actually packing a few smoke rounds as well. And that's just purely for the fact that it lets us to get into positions like this behind them. They don't expect it, and you take them out there. So we've got up against a lot of Panzers here. That T34 is going to get himself in a big situation if he's not paying attention. Got another Panzer coming around. I fire the first shot at him as my gun decides to settle. Trying to take out his gunner, does no damage whatsoever. I'm starting to panic a little bit here, but the other T34 is set him on fire. So he's done half the work for me, so I just need to send one through his driver hatch, and that should connect up with his turret ring as well. Beautiful. Knocking out the crew, and I'm in the win here. Now, looking around this next corner, I know I can't really emerge from here because there's going to be tanks watching it, but it gives me a bit of an idea of what's going on. And I can see there's a tank placed next to some sort of bunker, and it definitely looks like some sort of AT gun, so there's no point of me emerging from there at all. And as that happens, another Panzer emerges from back here with its gun facing left, so there's definitely no communication going on. And I target the wrong point of armor. Trying to target the hatch, I actually hit the sort of apex pillar, and it absorbs all of the shell up. So we're going to thread a second one into the turret, and that one takes out its crew. You can just see how devastating the T34 is. I'm literally just cruising around, knocking Panzer after Panzer out. So I look at the scoreboard there going, I'm on 8 kills, what the hell's going on here? Let's see if we can get any more kills with this thing. And then I realise I am in a T34, so after all, 8 kills should be kind of a minimum. So now we're creeping up on the side. I'm trying to get myself around the side of the bunker, and then I spot this little Stug. Not really too much of a threat to me because he thinks he's just cruising into the action zone. So I take out his engine just to slow him down, just make him a super vulnerable target. And his engine gets back going, but it's not enough for him. And I put another shot in through his side. So you can see, even though I've got this T34 and it's a very capable tank, if I don't put shots in the right area, they can eliminate me quite quickly as well. So I'm checking my left and right as I go across through these blind spots, and I'm always trying to keep a piece of cover between me and the enemy. So I've got that building on the left. Another Panzer emerges. I'm trying to use these little slits of wall as a bit of cover. First shot goes in, damages the turret ring, so he's not going to be able to turn his turret at a particular moment in time. You always notice me try to fire into the turret rings or the gunner positions first, and that's just to stop them from being able to shoot back. So not expecting him in this position, I thread another shot in. Now once again, my T34 senses a tingling, and I can feel that there's a tank directly to my front. So for some reason, I decided to go a little bit crazy here and just rush down into the valley once I've checked my left flank. He's not there. The Panzer's dead ahead of me. And I managed to make it in, and then I realised it's not a really devastating Panzer. It's got quite a weak cannon. So what I can probably do here is adjust the tank, creep up around the right side, and take it up. But what I need to be more aware of is my situation further away. There could be a tank destroyer lurking somewhere that might have a shot on me. Let's see what we can do. If we can get around the side of that building, we might be able to take this guy out. But I don't pay attention, and I can feel it. I've got that sixth sense. I look in the direction of the shot, and there it goes. Comes straight in through that smoke plume, and I cannot see anything. I can just see a wrecked tank burning. I'm trying to work out where it's coming from. I take a guess, and luckily I'm spot on with my guess and put one through his loader and his commander. But I needed to take out his gunner really, so I'm spraying some of my DP machine gun into him, just hoping to cause some damage and disarray. And I think I made it. I've just about made it out of his cannon, and the round comes in, and it is over for me. So you can see, it was an extremely fun little game with the T34, but you really need to be aware of your surroundings. So you can see he threads it through that right side of the turret. Really, the sort of extra armor not really helping me out. But thanks for watching. Pick a tank in the description below, and I'll see you next time.